So today we're talking about the subconscious mind. And how to speak directly to your subconscious mind. And this is a really interesting topic. And not a lot of people realize it, but you are actually in a trance right now. And I remember when I learned this information, I was like, wait, what? But you are actually in a trance right now, even just from looking at a screen. The way that our screens flash, like our phones and our computers, the way that our screens flash, it actually puts us into a hi Elizabeth, it actually puts us into a trance. So you're in a trance right now. Okay, and a lot of people are in a good trance. So you're in a good trance, you feel good about your life, you're able to accomplish your goals, you're able to see things that you do through to completion, you're not distracted, you're motivated, whatever. And a lot of people are in a bad trance, right? And so you can be in a bad trance, and usually if you are, that's when you want to hire a coach or a hypnotherapist or someone to help you make those shifts in your subconscious mind so that you can create the outcome that you want to create, right? And so if you're feeling like you're holding yourself back from accomplishing your dreams, you're feeling like you're in a bad trance, like, do not worry. I've been talking about this in the rest of the Elevate Your Coaching Sessions challenge, but a lot of us are in a bad trance from all of the programming, from the shows that we watch, from movies that we watch, from what our teachers say, from what our parents say, from arguments our parents had when we were kids that we're still holding on to in our subconscious mind. So what I'm going to introduce you to tonight are some principles of the subconscious mind and how we can speak directly to our subconscious minds to help make those shifts, because your conscious mind is only about 0.04% of the changes that you make. Your subconscious mind is 99.96. So we want to understand how to work with our subconscious mind. So guys, I'm super excited because we are now on day 4 of the Elevate Your Coaching Sessions challenge. So if you've been here with me all week, I want you to let me know how you're feeling. I've gotten a lot of messages from people who are getting clients, who are getting their first sales, who are closing sales calls, who are just feeling more empowered and more inspired than they've felt in a very long time. I'm getting a lot of messages from people saying that this week, which makes me feel so good about doing this challenge and so good about creating these live streams for you. So what I want you to do, however you are feeling right now, leave me an emoji. Post an emoji right now. Let me know how you're feeling, because it's really cool to know your feelings, and it's also just really fun to post emojis that describe how we're feeling, right? Okay, so also, just a reminder, at the end of this week, so tomorrow, I'm going to be giving away a prize. Someone has a sunglasses emoji. I'm going to be giving away a prize valued at $100 to whoever shows up the most. So if you show up, you're leaving comments, you are doing the homework, you are just going all in for your dreams and for yourself and for your business, whoever that is, you're going to get rewarded with a prize with a value of $100. It includes a mug, a really cool crystal, and a book recommendation from me. So hi everyone who's joining. Hi Spiritualista Boutique. Hi Andrea. Hi Lasting Impressions. Hi Hello Boko. Hi Crystal Petals. Okay, cool. Hi, and hi Elizabeth, and hi Abby, and hi Dawn. Okay, cool. Amazing. So I'm super excited what we're talking about today. So you are in a bad trance right now. I know it's kind of like negative, but it's like we're all in a different trance, right? Some people are hypnotized in their subconscious mind to think that they're amazing. Think Kanye West, for example. He thinks he's like the best person in the world, right? And, even though it can be annoying for some people, for him, it's working really well for him, right? He's super confident. He goes after his dreams, whatever. Some of us are in a bad trance, right? If you're feeling like you can't have something that you want, you're in almost like a hypnotic trance of telling yourself that you can't have it. Chances are you're repeating that to yourself every day. Oh, I can't do it. Oh my God, I'm not good enough, blah, blah, blah. If you feel like you have to look a certain way in order to be successful, again, you are essentially hypnotized by the media, by marketing, by movies to think that you have to look a certain way or act a certain way to be successful. If you think that you are a failure, I cannot tell you how many people I have seen who try something for a week. They will launch a business or start their Instagram or do something, and they'll do it for like 3 days, or they'll do it for a week and it doesn't work, and they're like, oh my God, I'm a failure, I'm no good. And it's because you've been hypnotized by marketing or something to think that people just become overnight successes, to think that you just you're gonna post once and just go viral, and then you're gonna be live happily ever after, and if you don't do that, you're a failure. Again, that's a bad trance. And if you think that you're not enough, you're in a bad trance. And what I want to remind you is that you are enough. You've always been good enough, okay? Whatever it is that you want to accomplish, The reason why you want that thing, the reason why you have that desire is because that's actually what you're meant to do. If you're here and you have a desire to become an influencer, to become a coach, the reason why you have that desire is because that's actually what you're meant to do. We're not given desires that do not align to what we're meant to do. That's why even though I love food, I've never wanted to be a chef, right? Or even though I love helping people, I didn't pursue becoming a doctor because that's just not how I'm meant to show up in the world. The reason why I was called to do the work that I'm doing, the reason why I'm good at it and I'm able to help my clients on such a deep level is because I pursued what I wanted to do because of, even in spite of my fears. Okay, and so if you're watching this right now and there's something that you really want to be doing, right? Maybe you wish that you could do live streams like how I'm doing, or maybe you wish you could speak on stages, or maybe you wish you could write a book, or maybe you wish you could travel the world. The reason why you have the desire to do that is because that is what you are meant to do. There's something inside you that knows deep down that you have that potential, you have that capability, you have the creativity or the grit or the determination or the persistence to make it happen. All right. And so if you're ever feeling that you can't do it, that's just a bad trance. It's a limiting belief based on maybe something that you saw in the media or something that you heard somewhere, but it's not true. Okay, so also too, remember, we live in an unlimited and abundant universe. If you're worried like, oh my God, there's not enough money, guess what? They're printing more money every day. If you think there's not enough clients, guess what? There's 7 billion people in the world. I cannot even quantify how many people there is. There's more than enough people to purchase your products. There's more than enough people to become your dream clients. And guess what? People don't just buy, like, just say you're a coach and you're like, oh my God, there's another coach, so I can't become a successful coach. People do not just buy one coach's product. People, either if they fall in love with that person, they keep buying from them. I have people who've bought multiple of my products. And also, sometimes people hop from one coach to another. So I have clients who have bought stuff from other coaches, from, and from other books and gone to different events. And that's okay. It's because there's an abundance in our world. Money comes in and money goes out. So there's more than enough opportunity for you. There's more than enough money to be made. There's more than enough clients out there, and you are good enough to do it. There's people that have started with way less than you. Like, think of Oprah. I'm pretty sure she was put up for adoption. And she grew up dirt poor, and she had a really tough childhood and teenage years. If you look her up, she's had like a tough time. And also, I read this interview from her that apparently someone told her that she would never do well on TV. They said like, oh no, you're not going to do good on TV. You're too emotional. Right? And now she's a freaking billionaire. So clearly she knew something that person didn't, right? Tony Robbins too, he started off super poor. He had to receive donations from people in his community because his family didn't have enough money to afford food. And I started off in a single parent household, and times were really tough for me too, but I figured it out, and you can figure it out too. So what I'm trying to get you to kind of wrap your head around and try and recognize is where you have limiting beliefs, where you have negative thought patterns, where you're in kind of a bad hypnotic trance, where you keep telling yourself that you can't do something, or you keep telling yourself that you're not good enough, because there's really no reason to tell yourself that. I'm willing to bet that up to this point, the only person that's held you back is yourself. And what I want you to do is break through that, because you can create the life that you want. You can create the success that you want. You can create the income that you want. And all you have to do is switch the thought patterns that you have, because right now you're in a thought pattern, right? 95% of our thoughts are repeated from the day before. And so if yesterday you were being mean to yourself, today you're going to be mean to yourself again unless you break that pattern. So what I want to show up and talk to you about today and tell you to do is to help you break that pattern so you can start to have beliefs that support you, beliefs that support where it is that you want to go. Okay? So today what we're going to cover is how to speak directly to your subconscious mind so your clients can fully step into their powerful identity, become deeply sure of their worthiness, and completely change their lives thanks to you. And a really cool thing that we learn in NLP and hypnosis is that whatever outcome we give our clients, we actually get ourselves too. One really interesting thing about the subconscious mind is it takes everything personally. So if you show people their potential, if you show people more confidence, if you show people whatever it is, something positive, because your subconscious mind takes everything personally, you actually get the positive outcomes from that back to you. Because if you can see someone do it, then you can just as easily do it. All right, so, and the same thing goes for talking negatively about other people. We're not going to get into that too much, but if you're someone who maybe gossips or is judgmental about other people, unfortunately for you, if you're that type of person, all that judgment comes right back to you because your subconscious mind takes everything personally. So if you keep calling someone ugly or fat or not good enough or whatever, it's not actually really affecting that other person as much as it's affecting you. And I've noticed that the most toxic people that I've ever witnessed in my life, they're actually doing a lot worse than the people who they're trying to add their toxicity to, because it's all coming back in their own subconscious mind. So if you're here, let me know who you are. Let me know that you're hanging out with me. If you are a coach, a healer, or practitioner, let me know what kind of coach, healer, practitioner you are, because I love to see what you guys are up to, and I love to actually cater what I talk about to you and what you're going through. Oh my God, lots of comments on Instagram. Naturally Sketchy has her 13-year-old listening to this. It's so cool. I was actually in Sedona and I saw Healer, and she told me that I'm meant to work with kids or meant to work with teenagers. And I don't know, like, hopefully maybe they're on Instagram or YouTube or something. They're seeing my videos, because I don't know how to actually like start working with them, but hopefully we will figure it out. Hi Vanessa, hi Chudney, hi Abby. Vanessa's certified relationship coach, interested in energy healing. Super cool. And by the way, I told you guys already about the prize. If you stick to me the end and you show up and you're super engaged and you post emojis and you hang out with me and you tell me what you're all about and you do the homework, you will maybe be selected for my prize. So you win a $100 gift, which is a mug, a crystal, and a book. All right. So why do we want to speak to the subconscious mind? There's so many reasons. I can't really get to all of them, but some of the most important reasons is, like I was saying before, your subconscious mind is in control of 99% of everything you do. Your habits, your rituals, how you talk to people, how you communicate, your confidence, how you hold yourself. Like, you might be, just say you're going in for a job interview, right? And even if you're speaking to that interviewer confidently, if subconsciously you don't believe in yourself, or subconsciously you don't feel good enough, it's going to come through in your posture. It's going to come through in the way that you communicate. Maybe you'll hold yourself like you're not confident, or you will kind of talk like this, like kind of talk like you're asking a question when you're trying to actually say something that's true. And people are going to pick up on that. People pick up on not just what you say, but also your energy, right? And that's a huge part of your subconscious mind. So that's why we want to speak to the subconscious mind. Also, there's so much to it, but you can use hypnosis, which is essentially speaking to the subconscious mind, as anesthesia. So you might have heard of something called hypnobirthing. I actually know someone who went through this, called hypnobirthing. I don't personally do this, but I just think it's really freaking cool. And so hypnobirthing is, they show women who are pregnant how to use the power of hypnosis to minimize and or not feel the pain at all during their birth, and also to minimize their pain, because consciously they might be really afraid, but if you can work with their subconscious mind, you can actually help them to eliminate the pain, because pain is just a message from your brain, right? There's also so many studies that have been done where people use hypnosis as anesthesia. So people will go to the dentist and have a tooth taken out or go in for a surgery, and if they can't use anesthesia, which is drugs that make you not feel pain, they'll actually have a hypnotherapist come in and use hypnosis so that the person is wide awake during the surgery, which I probably wouldn't want to be wide awake during a surgery even if there was no pain, but they can be wide awake during the surgery, talking to the doctors, absolutely feeling no pain. And what they do is they actually train the doctors and the nurses in the room not to use the word pain or hurt or anything like that, so it helps keep the client's mind off of pain. You can go on Google right now, or after, because I want you to hang out with me, but you can go on Google and you can actually look up, just search like surgeries using hypnotherapy as anesthesia, and there's so many different studies on this, and I find it so freaking fascinating. And even for me, when I went to my training to become a master hypnotherapist, we did something where we essentially put our bodies into catalepsy, and you might not know what that word is because I didn't know what it is, but we worked on in groups of 3, and we would work with one person who was the patient or the client, and we would speak to them using hypnotic language to get them into a state of hypnosis, and then we would speak directly to their subconscious mind to get our bodies to lock up really straight. Right? And it didn't hurt, it wasn't painful, anything like that, but all of our it felt like all of our like knees and our fingers and our joints and everything were completely locked up, and we actually kind of checked on the client by like tapping on them, and we made them be like stiff as a board. And then what we did, there was one guy who was like super strong and buff, who's probably like 250 pounds. We got him super like straight. And what we did was we laid him down and then put him in between two chairs. So there was a chair here and a chair here, and his body stayed perfectly straight. And if you ever tried to do that when you are not in a state of hypnosis, that would be really, really hard to do, because you would have to think about it. You'd have to consciously be like, okay, now I have to hold my abs, and now I have to hold my legs, and and it would be really hard. But using the power of hypnosis, because it's such a huge part of your mind, it essentially just uses your subconscious mind to tell your body exactly what to do, and you can do it easily and effortlessly. And it was really cool to watch it, and there's some pretty cool pictures in my phone about it. So if you guys think that is cool, let me know. Naturally Sketchy says, I tried visualization during the delivery of my third child when the epidural didn't work. Ooh, yeah, I would definitely do that too. There's also, we're not talking about NLP today, we talked about this yesterday, but there's this really cool tool called the NLP spinning technique, and I've given that to like one of my followers before, who's telling me that she was experiencing pain, and she used it and helped her get rid of her chronic pain that she had because of a sickness that she has. And I use it whenever I have cramps. So it's a pretty cool tool. Helaboko is saying, thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you so much for hanging out, and thanks for your comments. All right, cool. So let's keep it going. So let's talk about how to talk to the subconscious mind. So I'm going to talk to you about a few different ways that you can talk to your subconscious mind. Using hypnosis is the shortcut, but there's other ways you can kind of get there slower in a way. Okay, so one great way to talk to your subconscious mind is using repetition. Okay, so when you use repetition, when you're speaking to your subconscious mind over and over again, over the course of like 20 days, hi Catherine, over the course of 20 days or 30 days, you actually get deeper into your subconscious mind, which helps you create those shifts. So for me, before I even knew what hypnosis was, I used to have a really low self-confidence. I used to be super shy. I used to have really no self-esteem, but I really wanted to grow this platform. I really wanted to become a coach. I really wanted to help people. So what I was doing was I was journaling out, I love you too. What I was doing was I was journaling out exactly who it was that I wanted to be, how it was that I wanted to show up in the world. And even though it felt scary to me and out of my reach, the more that I did it, the more that I repeated it to myself out loud using affirmations, and the more that I repeated it to myself using journaling, the more it became real. And the reason is because subconscious mind nerds unite. Me and Catherine were talking about quantum physics yesterday, because all I've been reading about and watching shows on lately is quantum physics, which is really cool stuff. All right. So anyway, so power of the subconscious mind. So what I was doing was I was repeating to myself, not saying like who I wanted to be, but I was saying things as if it was already true. So instead of saying, one day I want to become a coach, or one day I want to have a huge platform, I was saying, I already have a huge platform. I'm already helping hundreds of people. I'm already helping thousands of people. And I would repeat it to myself over the course of 20, 30 days. And what happened was our minds are actually moldable, okay? We are always creating new pathways in our minds that allow us to create new connections. So up till that point, I used to repeat thoughts in my mind that said, you know, I'm not good enough. No one's going to ever follow me. No one's ever going to buy my products, whatever that is. After 20 to 30 days of repetition, what happens is your mind forms new pathways that allow you to essentially shift the way you feel. And how I knew that this became real to me was because there was one day in my business where I sent an email out to my entire list, and the subject line was test, okay, which was super embarrassing. And it's so funny because the old me would have beat myself up. The old me would have been like, oh my God, you're so dumb, like you could never have a business, da da da. And what I did to myself when that happened was I noticed that I said, it's okay, Reese, you won't do it again. And I literally had this moment where I was like, whoa, like, was I just nice to myself? Like, did I just not beat myself up? Like, what just happened here? And it's because I created a new neural pathway in my brain. So whereas my brain used to always go to being mean to myself, it instead shifted, and I decided to start being nice to myself. I started to support myself. I started to have my own back. I started to have more self-belief, which allowed me to continue building what I'm building and then show other people how to do the same thing. That's why one of my first products that I came out with was these Good Morning Muse emails, which every single day I was sending positive affirmations and positive mantras to the women in my membership site, because I wanted to show them, I wanted to help them create habits of success and thinking positively, right? So repetition is a great way to work with the subconscious mind. However, in order to do that, you need to commit. Like, you need to show up and you need to do it every day, because you need to be using those neural pathways and redoing it every single day in order for it to form. Because if you shift and you don't continue on that pattern, it's going to break off, right? And most people don't have that kind of conscious effort to do it every day. Like, I was like setting reminders in my phone. I was making sure that I did it until it became a habit. And that's why hypnosis is so great, because if you can't commit for 30 days, you can use hypnotherapy to just get straight to the subconscious mind. So repetition is a great way to do it. Now, if you are going to use repetition, if you are going to use affirmations, some of the best times to do it are right when you first wake up in the morning and right before you go to bed. The reason is because when you first wake up in the morning or right before you go to bed, you actually release alpha brain waves, right? So our brain has a whole bunch of different waves. You can actually look up a little chart. There's a whole bunch of different waves that our brains can release. So there's gamma waves, there's theta waves, there's alpha waves, there's a whole bunch of different waves. I don't actually remember them all. But usually we are in I believe it's a beta state. Now I'd have to check. But when we want to speak to our subconscious mind, we actually want to get into an alpha state, right? An alpha state is when we're more relaxed, which is what hypnotherapy allows us to do. So we're more relaxed and we can speak directly to our subconscious mind, and our mind is naturally in that state when it's coming out of sleep into our normal waking state. We can actually access that. So if you use affirmations right when you first wake up in the morning or right before you go to bed, you're actually connecting into that alpha state. So that's the perfect time for you to do affirmations, for you to do journaling. Now, another way that you can start to release alpha brainwaves, just say it's the middle of the day and you want to do an affirmation, or you want to do some journaling, or you want to use repetition, you can actually just look up. So if you are in my membership or you've ever followed one of my meditations, I actually just look up. And when you look up right in between your eyebrows where your pineal gland is, you'll actually, and with your eyes closed, just looking up, you'll actually start to release alpha brainwaves. You'll actually start to move your brain into that more relaxed state. So that's another great way to get there, right? So our subconscious mind is the most open to what we feed it right when we wake up and right before we go to bed. So those are great times to use affirmations. But if you can't commit to doing that long term, or you have a really deep-rooted issue and you need some help to get through to it, like for example, I've helped people with negative eating habits, I've helped people with smoking, I've helped people with, some really deep-rooted stuff that it was kind of hard for them to commit to. A hypnotherapy session is a great way to do that. And I know I've worked with people for hypnotherapy for their money mindset. I know people, I haven't done this personally, but I know someone who used hypnotherapy to feel better about getting on a plane because she was really afraid of getting on a plane. So there's so many different things that you can use that for. I love that you guys are chatting with each other in the chat. That's so cute that you guys are making friends, okay? So you can use hypnotherapy to help someone lose weight, to boost confidence, to lose a phobia, to be more comfortable in social settings, to minimize anxiousness, and the list goes on. And the cool thing for you is if you become a hypnotherapist, people will pay hundreds of dollars for just one hypnotherapy session, right? So if you're maybe already a coach, but you want to learn more about the subconscious mind and you're ready to become a hypnotherapist and have these tools, people will pay hundreds of dollars just for one session, right? So what you want to do in the session, what I'm going to talk to you right now, is what actually happens when you're in a hypnotherapy session. Let me just see what your guys' comments are. Agnes is saying, I love GMB. What GMB is what it used to be called as GMM. So she loves her morning emails. Chenny's saying, I've just been missing the as if I am statements. Gonna start that. Yes, as if I am statements are amazing. Hi Taya. Hello love, beta is correct for the normal state. Thank you. Taya is one of my friends who also is a coach and she does healing, and I forgot if it was theta or beta. That's the normal state, so it is beta if you were wondering. Okay. All right, let's keep it moving. So this is typically how a hypnosis session is going to go. So if you want to work with someone to help them make a major shift in their subconscious mind, or maybe if you're working on your own, what you first want to do is think about like, okay, well, what's the outcome that we want to create? What is the message that we want to give to the subconscious mind? What is the message that we want to send to the subconscious mind so that it can stop with those negative thought patterns, stop with those limiting beliefs, stop being so mean to itself, and actually start saying things that support itself. So what is that? So if you're working with a client, you would start off your session just figuring out like, what is it that they want to get out of the session? And like I was saying earlier this week, your mind thinks in pictures. So if working with your client, you can help them visualize their ideal day once they've created that new outcome. Maybe you're working with someone and they want to become more successful. Instead of just having them say like, oh yeah, I want to be more successful, actually have them say like, what would their day look like? Okay, well, I would wake up at 8 a.m. and I would make myself breakfast and I would sit on a beautiful patio with an amazing view and I would journal and I would meditate and then I would go in and I would work on my business or whatever it is. Help them visually see it and take notes on that. And use, remember how I was talking about the different language of the mind on day 2 of the Elevate Your Coaching Sessions challenge? So use sensory language. Allow them to see what they would see. Allow them to feel what they would feel. Allow them to hear what they would hear. Make it real in their mind so that they're actually already there. So the reason why you're doing that is because right now we're speaking to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is essentially like the captain of the ship, right? It's gonna do the work, right? It's even though you're like telling it to do something, your subconscious mind is gonna be the thing that makes it easy and effortless for you to accomplish that thing. So find out what the client wants, and then if you're having this kind of session, we need to explain to our clients that it's not the same kind of hypnosis that they might be used to. I actually am like a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, so I believe that like they, you know how DJ Khaled says they, I believe that they don't want us to know how powerful our subconscious minds are, and they don't want us to know how powerful hypnosis is, because if we knew the power that existed in our own minds to create our own freedom and to create the life that we wanted, we would become way too powerful, and it wouldn't be as easy for corporations and the systems to control us. Okay, that's just my personal belief. So I think that if you've ever watched a show like as you were growing up or whatever, you see that they sort of portray hypnosis and hypnotists as a scary thing. Like they make it seem like you become a zombie and people take control of you and you're gonna bark around like a dog and like all of this stuff. And yes, that's what stage hypnotists do for fun, for entertainment. But the type of hypnosis that we do with our clients when we're helping them make shifts in their subconscious mind is nothing like that. Okay, so when you're explaining to your clients what hypnosis really is, you're just explaining to them that they'll feel relaxed, almost like they're in a meditation. You're reminding them that they will be in control. And guess what? I have kind of a spoiler alert for you guys. When you're watching someone on stage who's hypnotized, who's barking, like who's running around like a chicken or a dog or whatever, they're actually completely in control, right? It might look like the hypnotist has complete control over them, but the person actually has complete control and they're deciding to go along with it because they think it's fun or they think it's funny. The Smart Win says, you're right, corporations are taking advantage of us. I love that there are more conspiracy theorists here with me today. Okay. Great. Awesome. Hi, I am Amanda Brown. Okay, cool. So anyway, if you're watching stage hypnosis and people are like acting like crazy people, they know exactly what they're doing, because you always have control when you're in hypnosis, and essentially the hypnotist is making suggestions to you, and you always have control if you want to take them in, okay? So it's just deciding, do I want to be suggestive or not? And there are so many examples of people who are up on stage for stage hypnosis, and the hypnotist gets them to do something that isn't in line with their morals, isn't in line with their values, and they literally just walk off the stage because they don't want to do it. Okay, so just ruined stage hypnosis for you, okay? Congratulations. All right, so what you do is, like I said, you figure out what does the client want, how do they want to believe in themselves, how do they want to think of themselves. Then you remind them that they're going to feel relaxed, that they're going to be in control, and then Spiritualista Boutique is laughing. And then what you're going to do is there's actually many different ways that you can do hypnosis, but one of the most basic ways and one of the first ways that I learned was called the Krasner method. And so how you do this is you literally read off a script. It's so simple. You read off of this thing called an induction script, and it's essentially reading through a script that gets your client into a state of relaxation, into a state of like their whole body, mind, and everything is just completely relaxed, and you're getting them into that alpha state that I talked about, where they become that much more suggestible, where you can talk directly to the subconscious mind. So you're going to read that script. It takes about like 8 to 10 minutes, and then when they're feeling relaxed, they might be like lying on their chair like this. They might just like being like, feel like they're almost in sleep, but maybe not. Then you're going to make commands to the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind likes to take orders. Hi, Milani. Thanks for joining. Your subconscious mind likes to take orders. So when you're reading the induction script, you're going to be very, very relaxed. But then when they're in that relaxed state and you're ready to make the commands to the subconscious mind, you actually you make the command like you're talking to your pet dog or something. You're just like, okay, now you are going to become the most successful version of yourself. You wake up and you jump right into the work that you know that you need to do. You believe in yourself. You believe that the world needs your message. The world needs the world needs the special gifts that only you have. You are able to accomplish whatever you want. You are able to stand up on stage and speak your truth and inspire and help people. You're able to click that little live button and go live on Instagram and inspire people around the world, or whatever it is that your client wants to change. Maybe they want to quit smoking, right? It's very important, and I'm going to go back to what I was talking about the other day, that you're saying it how you want it. Remember how I said that the subconscious mind it thinks in pictures and it doesn't understand negatives. So if somebody, for example, wants to quit smoking, you don't say, you don't smoke anymore, because they're going to create a picture of smoking. You always want to create the picture that they want. You always want to say it how they want it. So what you would actually say is, you have clean and healthy lungs. You make clean and healthy decisions. Whenever you maybe are feeling a little bit stressed or whatever, you decide to go outside and take a deep breath of air or whatever. And this, I'm getting into a side note right now, but this is why if you guys are watching this and you're like, you know what, I think I want a hypnotherapy session, this is why I say, make sure you find a hypnotherapist that you really trust, that you know that they know what they're doing and that they're trained. And also, this is my point of view, but do not do free hypnosises on YouTube. There are so many free hypnosises on YouTube, and I've listened to a couple of them just to see what's out there. And I think a lot of these people have no clue what they're doing, because for example, I listened to one that was about not being addicted to social media, and it was, oh my God, it was the worst. It was the girl, oh my God, I'm getting so passionate. The girl was like, you are not addicted to social media. You do not always want to check your phone. You are not always she literally, if you were in a relaxed state and you listen to that, you would be a spiritualist in boutiques like LMAO. If you were actually in a trance state, luckily I just kind of was like, I wonder what's in here. If you were in a trance state and you listened to that, you would be glued to your phone nonstop, because she was talking directly to your subconscious mind. And because your subconscious mind does not understand knots, she was literally like, you are not glued to your phone. So all you're literally hearing is glued to your phone. You are not checking notifications every 5 seconds. Then you would literally be checking notifications every 5 seconds. So me going into tangents, I know Elizabeth is here and she says she loves my tangents, so I bless your heart. But yeah, I'm getting into a tangent, and please do not listen to free hypnosises on YouTube unless you can really vet for them, in some way. I don't know how you would do it, okay? Saying she didn't read the manual. Yeah, something like that. She must be really addicted to social media. Okay, I just am loving how you guys are hanging out in the chat and just building this little Instagram community. I just freaking love it so much. Okay, so in this session, you would, like I said before, find out what they want to do, explain to them what hypnosis is, get them into that really relaxed state, and then you would make the commands to their subconscious mind. So you find it easy to get up on stage and speak to a group. You have healthy eating habits, and whenever you have a craving, you just reach for your 3 liters of water that you drink a day, or whatever it is that they want. Hi, glad you're here. Okay, and then after, you would just get them up out of trance. And I have this kind of like weird thing about me where I actually like to read out loud. So I think I'm going to be a really good mom one day because I love to read out loud. So I love doing hypnosis sessions because I get to read the script that I created for them, and I get to read the induction script, and I get to be like really relaxing. And so after you finish the commands, you would just bring them up out. So you would just say, okay, and in a few moments, I'm going to bring you back to your awake state. And then you would just count them up. So you just say 5, you're feeling more awake. 5, you're feeling more awake. 4, you're starting to, be more aware of your body. 3, you take a big stretch. 2, you take a deep breath. 1, eyes wide open, wide awake. Welcome back, right? So you just bring them back in, and they're going to feel alert, and they're gonna feel excited, and they're gonna see changes really quickly. There was one person that I hypnotized to quit smoking, and essentially in the induction, I had him thinking that smoking was disgusting, and after that, he literally could not stand the smell of cigarettes just from one hypnosis session, okay? So it's absolutely amazing. So if you guys are liking this, leave me a comment. Let me know if you're liking this. If you have a question, let me know. Elizabeth says, I love them. Ahaha. You guys are so funny. By the way, if you think this is really cool, if you feel like there's more people in your life who need to know more about the subconscious mind, hit the share button. I would love to get this in front of more people. Thank you to everyone who's already shared. Chudney likes my tangents too, so I feel right at home. Thank you, Annie, for sharing. Thank you, Chudney, for sharing. Thank you, Dawn, for sharing. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing. Shout out to Elizabeth because she said that this challenge has pushed her out of her comfort zone, and she actually did the homework every single day, and she's done the homework from day 2 and had huge results, and is starting to help people on her own. So I'm super proud of her. Amazing. So if you guys have questions, let me know. Lilani's starting her NLP soon. Congratulations. That's really amazing. And yeah, so I actually have a really special masterclass that I've been working hard on. If you follow me on Instagram, I've been showing little boomerangs. Thank you, Angela, for sharing. I've been sharing little boomerangs behind the scenes of this masterclass that I'm working on. And it's a masterclass that shows you how to become a 6-figure coach. So if you want to become a 6-figure coach, a healer, an NLP practitioner, and you want to learn some of the structures of your business to get there, right now we were talking about, what to actually put in your session, which I think is very important because you need to know how you're actually going to work with people, how are you going to change people's lives. But if you want me to talk to you a little bit more about the business side of it, about your business systems, that sort of thing, head to yesapply.co/coach masterclass. And the masterclass is happening on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'm super excited. I've been putting together a lot of amazing slides for you. It's longer than I wanted it to be because, #tangent. So I'm going to try and compress it a little bit, but there's some really amazing life-changing information in there. And especially if you're ready to become a 6-figure coach, I would love to invite you there. So you can head to yesapply.co/coach masterclass and get signed up for it and ready to go. And I'm going to be adding some value leading up to that point. So I'm super excited for that. Okay. So yesapply.co/coach masterclass. Are there multiple levels to hypnosis certification? Yeah, so I'm actually master hypnotherapist, and there's lots of different hypnotherapy schools where you can learn all different types of hypnosis because, the one that I talked about today was the Krasner method, which is you read, or you would essentially say a script to a client to get them into a state of relaxation, and then you would give them commands to speak to their subconscious mind. But there's the Ericksonian method, which is he uses a whole bunch of different things. He'll use a pattern interrupt, and then the relaxation techniques, and then conversational hypnotherapy, and then asking you a question, and that gets you into a trance state. There's conversational hypnosis where you can actually hypnotize someone without them even realizing that they're being hypnotized. And I'm willing to bet that there are hundreds of different methods out there. So you don't need to know them all to be a good hypnotherapist. You just need to know the ones that work, right? And the ones that get results. And I can tell you that the Krasner method, it's simple, It's right to the point. You can do it in a single session in less than pretty much a half an hour, and it makes huge changes in people's lives. So yeah, so I'm super excited about that. Great. So some of you guys are saying that you're having issues with getting the homework. So I do say the homework at the end of every masterclass, and then if you're having issues receiving the homework, just email my team at help@yessupply.co, and we'll make sure that you get the email recaps, because the email recaps are good. I wrote them myself. So yeah, I would love for you to get those. Okay, Spiritualista Boutique is saying she has 4 kids, and because I like to read, I'm going to be a good mom. So yeah, can I tell you also a secret, Spiritualista Boutique, if you weren't here the other day, that I learned when I learned NLP? So like how I was saying, your subconscious mind doesn't process negatives. When our kids are kids, they don't really have that conscious mind yet. So they're essentially a walking subconscious mind. And so what you want to do if you want to help them become really well behaved is say things how you mean them. So instead of saying, like, if you go to your kid and you say, don't spill the milk, they will have a picture of in their mind of spilling the milk, and then they're going to spill the milk. So what you actually want to do is you want to say, like, keep your countertop really clean and tidy, or make sure to tidy up all your toys, and just only talk to them in the pictures that you want to create. And I'm not saying this from my own experience because I don't have any kids yet, soon, but from what I've learned in my trainings, apparently that works really well, saying things exactly how you mean it. So instead of saying, don't make a mess, you'd say, keep things really clean and tidy, and they'll be like, okay, because your kids, they do want to please you. Like, they're not, even though sometimes they seem like little devil childs, like they actually do want to please you. So hopefully that's important. Oh, Vanessa's saying that's good motherhood advice. Yes, Vanessa is a mom. She's such a badass. She's like balancing being a mom and launching her coaching business and saving the world and helping people with their relationships. So she's so awesome. All right, guys. So let me give you your homework for today. Thank you to everyone who shared, by the way. And if you think that you know anyone who needs this, hit that share button. If you have any more questions, you can ask me. And your homework for tonight. So I want you to, thank you, my love. I want you to reflect, and I want you to think about, if you were getting a hypnotherapy session today, what would you want your hypnotherapist to say to you? So if you were going to get hypnotized for anything, like how cool is this? You were just about to get hypnotized for anything. What would you want your hypnotherapist to say to you? And just grab your journal or grab a notebook and write it down. Dahlia's already applied it to her 3-year-old. I love it. I love action takers. I'm the same way. I learn something and I'm like, okay, let's go try this out. All right, so if you were getting a hypnotherapy session, what kind of commands would you want to get deep into your subconscious mind? So would you want it to be, I'm confident and I love doing live streams. I am a successful business owner. I make $10K a month. I have really healthy eating habits. I drink 3 liters of water a day. Look at me with I always have my little go-to floral water bottle. And by the way, guys, if you work from home, hashtag this is not sponsored. If you work from home, these Camelback water bottles are great because you don't even have to tilt your head to drink. You can just go like this. So if you're reading something or like typing something, you can just drink without having to move your head. So all about efficiency. Okay, I'm out of breath. All right, so anyway, so if you think about, if you were getting a hypnotherapy session, what kind of commands would you want to get into your subconscious mind? Write them down in a journal or on a piece of paper or whatever. And then I'm going to give you 2 options. So either treat yourself and hire a hypnotherapist, because why not? Why not hypnotize yourself to think that you're amazing, or that you can achieve anything that you want, or that you make 10K a month, or that you drink 3 liters of water a day, or that you're easily and effortlessly, hitting your health goals, or easily and effortlessly no longer a smoker, or whatever that is. So you can either treat yourself and hire a hypnotherapist. I would definitely recommend that. Or you use those affirmations like I told you today and say them to yourself out loud while you're in your alpha state. So that means once you've written them down, when you first wake up in the morning, grab your journal, and before you do anything else, before you grab your phone and scroll Instagram, and before you do whatever other distracting things you do, before you put on the news or whatever, say them to yourself out loud or re-journal them out. Okay, and because it's when you first woke up, your brain is still in that alpha state, it's going to be that much more receptive to it. Okay, and then if you want, double bonus, do it again right before you go to bed. okay? And like I said before, if you close your eyes and you look up right in here, that helps you already start to release alpha brainwaves, which is going to help you connect to your subconscious mind even deeper. What do you look for when researching hypnotherapists? So you probably just want to look at, like, I don't know, I'm a hypnotherapist. If you want to work with me, you can reach out. But I would just look to make sure that, you know, maybe they have positive testimonials, or that they are certified, so that they actually know what they're doing, right? So they have some sort of track record. I would also look at, like, their content. Like, are they creating content around what they do? Do they actually seem like they know what they're talking about? Or did they just, you know, grab a certificate and never practice, and they're just like hoping and praying that they get a client? Are they actually passionate about what they do? Okay. So this Roberta's saying, doing it. Yay, that's so exciting. I'm so glad that you guys are hiring hypnotherapists. Okay, so like I was saying before, include the affirmations above in your hypnosis. You can literally give them to your hypnotherapist that you hire, or say them to yourself as an affirmation. So guys, tomorrow is the last day of the Elevate Your Coaching Sessions Challenge. Let me know what you guys think. Has this been helpful for you? I know I've been getting a lot of messages saying people saying, has this been helpful for you? But let me know how this has been helpful for you. Let me know how this is shifting you as a coach, as an NLP practitioner, as a hypnotherapist, as a healer. Let me know how it's shifting you. You can just write it right now in the comments. Or if you're not already doing it, but you want to get started, let me know how this is motivating you to grow your business, or giving you more confidence to get out there and become a successful coach or become a successful healer. So let me know. Spiritualista Boutique is writing them down right now. And yeah, this was super fun. So if anyone's not getting emails, you can just email my team, help@yesapply.co. We will make sure that we get you on the list. Heath and Health is saying to be really present on how I say things. Yes, that's a huge thing. Our subconscious mind does not process negative, so we want to make sure that we say things how we mean it. Naturally Sketchy says, I'm not any of the above, but I've received a wealth of info in this live. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. And if you liked this, I actually went really, really deep in the rest of the challenge too. So you can head to yesapply.co/elevate and sign up, and we're going to be kind of sending a recap of all the stuff that I talked about this week, either tomorrow or Saturday. And yeah, so if you are currently a coach, or you're thinking of starting your coaching business and you don't know where to start, and you want to learn the steps to becoming a six-figure coach, I invite you to join me on my masterclass that is happening on Monday. And it is happening, all the details are at yesapply.co/coach. So hopefully I will see you there. You can sign up, and all the details of the time and the date will be on that page. So head to yesapply.co, sign up there. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I always like to go back through the comments after an answer. And if you're watching on the replay, leave me a #replay so that I know that you're here, and I know that you are just using up the content and shifting things in your life and your subconscious mind. So I love you guys so much. Remember, only take yes for an answer in life and business. And also, if you're not yet in our free Facebook group, you want to come hang out with me and a whole bunch of other Yes Supply muses, head to yesapply.co/free Facebook group and come hang out with us, okay? Love you so much. Have an amazing evening, and I will talk to you soon. Mwah. Oh, Penny is saying, help me to know how I can grow as a coach by getting training in this bits that I wasn't aware of. Yeah, that's what I talked about yesterday. You do not know what you don't know. Crazy. Love you so. Oh my God, Vanessa said the nicest thing ever, and I'm gonna read it because why not? She said, your energy is so sacred, Reese. I don't go anywhere else now. I love you so much. You're amazing. Okay, mwah. Love you guys. Have an amazing day, and I will see you on day 5 of the Elevate Your Coaching Sessions Challenge. Talk to you soon.